Oh, what's the matter, Demon Count? You don't look so great right now.
That was close, Rido. You almost had me. Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations. What do you mean you refute his allegations? You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence. Order, order. What nonsense is this? Legal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, Edgy? Earlier, old Rido here concealed that piece of cloth. So then, what's your excuse, Rido? You do have some conclusive evidence, don't you?
Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time.
Well, that's true.
Bullshit.
The defense did refuse to present evidence. At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence.
Bullshit.
But that's not fair.
Did you actually think you could best me in court? It looks like the last laugh's on you, son.
You know, I never was good with law. Which surprises me a little that I can use this against you, but... Yo, Big Cheese, maybe you should read the evidence law book in your spare time. Maybe it will re-jog your memory a bit.
I'm afraid Mr. Gunn's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth?
True. Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal.
Well, Mr. Wright?
It seems, at last, the time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived.
Mr. Wright, do you admit to it? That you purposely and illegally concealed this piece of cloth?
No? You certainly did not! Certainly, I refused to present evidence at one point.
So the evidence is illegal?
No, it isn't, Mr. Gaunt. It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't. Yes, indeedy. In fact, let's check the evidence law book here a bit. I knew that this was gonna prove useful at some point. I read these rules like multiple times. Let's see. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case in trial. The first time when we didn't show that evidence, it wasn't officially considered relevant to the case, and it wasn't registered. But since Demon Gun came in later to tell us about the cloth himself, not only did that piece of evidence got approved by the chief of police, but it became relevant. And afterwards we were able to easily show the cloth ourselves. So, by technicality, before Demon Gun came in to tell us about the cloth, there was no such thing as concealed evidence, because there was no evidence to begin with that was relevant to the case at that time. At least that is my understanding of this.
What do you mean you couldn't?
There are certain procedures involved when presenting evidence.
No, Edgy. Don't listen to his lies. He's nothing but a coward. You cannot let him!
There is only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not? Very well. Let us settle this once and for all. Earlier you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of the law, then do so now. I didn't? I shall totally prove that our conduct was not in violation of the law with this. This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law.
What's this?
I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth. Nothing more.
What?
You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself, inside your safe. It goes without saying, I did not have approval from the police department. Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case in trial. And here's the crux of the matter. You see, at the time it was impossible for me to improve. It was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident.
What? What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture and...
Sorry, but can you recall, when was that picture presented? It was way after Phoenix couldn't present that cloth. That was shown only a few moments ago. No. He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. Yeah. I mean, without that picture, we couldn't prove its relevancy, like at all. The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. And thus, you approved of that piece of evidence. You yourself confessed to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest?
Oh, yes!
No! It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth. And with your approval and relevancy being proven by you, we were able to present the cloth without having it be considered concealed. Which means our last debate about you being the one that did it still stands. The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer. There's only one person who that could be. Damon Gant! The killer was you! Holy mother of cheesecake! You were complete bonkers!
I knew I should have gotten rid of him. That good-for-nothing scum. For 2 years, he's been snooping around the department trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me.
Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty.
He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Star, then convinced Bruce Goodman.
Detective Goodman?
Yeah, that's right. If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you got to help me. Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit.
He stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence.
Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden, he had to speak out. What are you talking about, Goodman?
Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? We cannot transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered.
He told me to open up the evidence room and take it out.
It's not too late. I'll hand this to Marshall.
Well, to be honest, I was a little panicked too. I had a bad feeling about it, but never knew it would come to this. That's when I saw it. That accursed knife. I couldn't just pull it out.
You would only increase the amount of blood and you couldn't finish what it started.
Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I was wiping it up. I was worrying so much about the floor, I didn't realize my mistake.
The gumshoe's bloody handprint.
I used to be known as the crying computer. But everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it.
You put the body in my car?
I'm sorry. We couldn't think of any other way to move the body. We broke the trunk, but what's the big deal? You pulled down a lot more than us detectives.
Well, he does speak the truth there. What does this have to do with anything? You're horrible. How could you get Miss Sky involved in all of this?
Well, she had as much to lose as I did if the truth came out.
So you took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker?
I feel bad for having to do it. No, you don't. I couldn't sit around and pick and choose what to take.
Wow. You left the jar fragment and gloves. Yeah.
It looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. They all did their best to get in my way. I got to hand it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay.
Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that.
Tell me, Worthy. What are you doing in court?
Me?
You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we are the same.
Oh, shut it. You and him are not the same. Today he showed that he is a better man than you are. He is willing to seek the truth, and seek it the right way. You only hide the truth.
One day you will understand. If you want to take them on alone, you'll figure out what's needed. Oh, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Aji. What? Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend. Oh, man. I'm sorry too, Demogod. I knew you as you used to be, long ago. You were once a fine investigator, and an example to others on the force. I'm sorry to learn that you are no longer that person. Those days are gone now, Edgy. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Ryder here. And Wardy. With these two around, you cannot go wrong. You see, if I listen carefully, I can hear it right now. The sound of a new beginning! There are two things I want you to understand.
Yes.
First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Demon Gun betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Guy, you no longer have any reason to keep silent.
You're right.
Which means that everything is set.
You are no longer bound by the one responsible for any of this.
You no longer have to fear him, you or Emma.
When this trial is over, I'll tell everything. All that I've done these past 2 years. From the time I had Gaunt help me forge evidence, up until today.
So, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered. I'm sorry, Miss Guy. I couldn't get you out of all of your trouble.
My. What high standards you have for a rookie. I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows? A few years from now, you just might make it to the top.
What?
She's smiling! She's smiling! Oh my god, this is the first time ever! We did it!
The biggest kind of reward that we are getting here.
I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright.
Miss Sky.
And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you.
It was nothing. Liar. Tsundere.
I was worried the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth.
Stop it. I only did my job. In light of this case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Sky,
Yes, Your Honor.
you are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice. A trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
Is there something amusing about all this? Why are you smiling?
It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of these heavy chains.
Yeah! That's the stuff! Oh, this trial has gone on for far too long already. Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky,
Not guilty!
am dead. Oh. My God. This was this was the biggest case that I have ever been a part of in my entire life. One thing that I want to tell you all before ending this trial, for those of you who thought that the murder trials in Danganronpa felt too long for you at times, well, let me tell you, those ain't got nothing on what I just took part of here. Like, combining all the days of trials and investigating, this has got to have been the longest murder case I've been in, like, ever. Japanifornia. Never would I have thought before that you would be just as cruel as a kidding game. Wow. February 25, 5:03 p.m. District 4. Yeah, damn right it's 3 p.m. Yeah. Just let me stay on that sofa over there. I think I'm gonna sleep on this sofa for the night. I'm gonna remain here till tomorrow morning. Such a comfy sofa. At long last, it's finally over. Emma? Oh no. You know what? I am dead tired at this point. What I want right now is smiles and a big happy ending. You aren't allowed to look sad here, Emma. Quite a long face. I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook, but at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit.
No, that's not it. Just now, after the trial ended, I can see why Miafei thought so highly of you. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. You've done well. You know, I did my best too. But Nana didn't say a single word to me.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything. Oh, I guess I am. I'll come back later.
Come back, Gumshoe. Come back over here and give me a hug.
Oh, Detective Gumshoe. What is it? You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Making a detective run all around while on duty.
Welcome to the detective life, Gumshoe. The detective life in Japanifornia.
And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Hey, I know, pals. I'm only kidding.
Oh. Are you here because of my sister again?
Nope, not this time. I came today because of you, pal.
Because of me? Oh.
Me?
That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone.
Nana!
Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know.
Well, I won't tell if you won't.
Yeah, that right, Nick is not gonna tell. It's gonna remain our own secret.
Emma, I owe you an apology. It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it. That day, 2 years ago. It was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess. Sis. I asked God to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake. But now, I realized I was wrong. I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself. But I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you'd look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you'd react if you knew. But sis, you were only doing it for me. No. Huh? I turned my back on you that day. In hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you. Sis. I was such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry. But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now. You're happy?
You're damn right she's happy. Like, it happened. You apologize. It's all the past. Just let bygones be bygones.
Of course. You know, sis, I always knew that one day you'd come back. And now you have. Oh, Emma. Emma.
Oh! Ah! They're hugging each other! They're hugging each other! They're smiling! I can't even. I'm crying. Where are my tissues? No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in doing so, we can find the way back to our path. And once we found our path, we can move on from our past mistakes toward a brighter future. At least, that's what I felt. Looking at those two sisters make up. Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe. Me? Thank you both for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? Edgeworth? Stop hiding and come over here. Where was he hiding? He was hiding behind that plant over there, looking after his senpai, Mr. Wright. I just came to say, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Alright, well, I'll be going now. Well, hold on, Mr. Tsundere.
Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you.
It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realize today that I cannot change my own mistakes.
Mr. Edgeworth.
So... You're still thinking of... resignating? Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Kant was right. You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me. We're the same. One day you'll understand. If you want to take them on alone, you'll figure out what's needed. I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime alone, one needs a weapon. It's scary, but I've been thinking the same thing for quite some time now. But Edgeworth? Who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gunn did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I cannot continue on as a prosecutor. You know, Edgeworth, as much as we have seen how horrible Manfred was as a prosecutor, I refuse to believe that all prosecutors are horrible people that would do anything they can to have the defendants declared guilty, even when they are innocent. And you are living proof of that. Today, you have shown the best version of you. The Edgeworth that seeks the truth. That Edgeworth is the one that I truly admire the most. And, it would be a shame if you didn't continue to be that way. You despise criminals. You are one that truly wants to seek out the truth. And for you to stop at it like that is just... I mean, if you truly are dead set on not prosecuting, maybe become a defense attorney or a detective. Maybe, like, you're still gonna be able to seek the truth and fight criminals your entire life if you truly do not want to be a prosecutor anymore. Edgeworth, don't you understand? Damon Gant and your mentor, Manfred von Karma, were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake. You said in order to fight crime alone, one needs a weapon. That may be right. But think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright. And because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Oh, yeah. What is this, a pop quiz? Oh, come on, Wright. Can't you be just serious for once?
Come on, Mr. Wright. Show him what Lana's talking about.
Evidence that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find on our own? That neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find out on our own? Huh. I wonder what that would be. Okay, well, I am thinking about this. Maybe it's the evidence list. If you were to think of that description, like that neither Edgeworth, like evidence that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find out on our own, it would be this, cause this was ripped in half. Like, Nick had his own half of the piece of the list of evidence. Edgeworth had his. And if we didn't have both of the halves, then we wouldn't have been able to get this far. But we did, so maybe it's this? Hopefully?
That's the picture I drew.
Or the picture. A counterattack began with this. He had one half of the evidence list, and I had the other. Apart, we wouldn't have been able to completely restore Emma's picture. Indeed. And if one of us didn't have, like, a part of that evidence list, we wouldn't have been able to solve this.
That didn't just happen by chance, Edgeworth.
It's time for me to go.
Mr. Edgeworth.
If you'll excuse me. There are still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor. Edgeworth! What will you do now? Well, whatever you do, just remember, what happened in this trial can either make or break you as a prosecutor. In the end, it's up to you. I know. Since I owe you my thanks too, right? Same, Edgy. Take care, man. But what I face now is my problem. Edgeworth. I'll be waiting for you in court. Farewell.
I better be getting back too. Okay, I'll come visit you. Since we both still have a lot to learn. Here, this is a little something for you. Scientific Investigation. It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well.
It's the first book you ever bought? Holy moly!
Thanks, sis! I will!
And so, another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. And as for me, I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself. Well, don't go trekking off just yet, pal. Well, do you want to come with us on a trip to Honolulu as well, Gaoshu? Cause I sure am gonna go on a vacation after this. Huh? What is it, detective? There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this. Yeah, well, no shit.
But I thought you said it was okay.
Yeah, well, it may be okay with me. But the folks at the prison are a different story. Huh? Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it was a cheap eater. Yeah, well, no shit. Huh?
Way to go, detective. I didn't know you had a wild side.
Yeah, well... you see, Mr. Wright here is the one who will be footing the bill. Oh. You heard that, Nick? You're gonna be the one to pay this.
Huh? Huh?
Well, you think I could afford that with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal.
Huh? Huh? Huh?
Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best.
Why is it? I suddenly feel like I want to scream.
Since we're all here, why don't we all go together?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, guys. Let's go.
Oh? Objection!
I arranged for a friend of mine in Europe to take care of Emma. She's a coroner. I think Emma will be pleased. As for me, this affair has pretty much ended my days at the prosecutor's office. Still, I'll manage to find my way back to the field somehow. Then, I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma.
Yikes, I thought I was a gunner for a moment there. In the end, though, they overlooked my unauthorized investigation of the chief's office. If we penalized you anymore, it'd be worse than firing you. Yep, that's what they said. It just goes to show, you can always shake me off that easily, pal.
My new mission is to guard the main entrance and take care of Billy. Can you believe it? I've been demoted to a security guard. My partner's keeping an eye on that entrance for me today. I'll show them though. Someday I'm going to make detective. Yes, sir. Then I can be just like that gumshoe.
What is it? Can't you see I'm having me a showdown with a steak lunch partner? Miss Star managed to sneak this among me. She's seeing one of the guards, it seems. Oh, cowboy, it looks like you did it. You even gave Bambina back her smile. Can you make sure Billy and the gang get their water?
Looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while. As a farewell gift, I put a new meal on the menu, the right way lunch. The top layer tastes as bitter as defeat, but the bottom layer is as sweet as victory. Kids seem to dig the turnabout theme. It's a hot seller around the exam time. Just make sure not to eat it backwards.
I'll never forget what that young defense lawyer said after the trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Left? Anyway, he said he's been doing something for, how many years? Well, anyway, I got another trial to get to, so I better be, Oh no, I forgot my cable! Sorry, gotta go.
Nothing soothes the soul like fresh country air. Still, sometimes I do miss hearing Nick and his objections. Still, I cannot go back until I'm full-fledged speed medium.
Well, afternoon training is about to begin.
Coming! Well, see you around, Nick.
Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? I brought you your tea. But what's going on?
Thanks for coming to see me off. I cannot believe I'm going to Europe. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you so much for everything. I'm a little sad, but I'll be alright. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book.
Oh? Alright, well, let's see. Let's open this book and see what we have here. Oh, this is really nice. Look at you, you're so young.